Hey, what's up, guys? Today, I want to cover Xxxtentacion and his occult ties and how he pretty much worked black magic to become rich and famous and then paid the consequences. So, if you don't believe in this stuff, I'm going to try and explain it the best I can. But, like, these are just very big. It's like a lot of metaphysics and stuff. It's just a lot of big concepts. So, pretty much, I'm going to describe a phenomenon that I would consider to be being satanically charged, right? And I was just talking to my roommate about this. So when I say that something's satanically charged, I mean you're dipping into the darkness end of things to draw power rather than the light, right? So, like, for example, let's say you're a power lifter and you think you get in a really depressed state before you go hit the weight. You get really angry. Fuck, man. My dad left me. Everything in my life is shit. Right? That's using satanic energy. You're charging yourself through the negative for activities and such. And there's kind of a good end to this, right? Like, you feel uncomfortable in the way you are, so you feel like you should grow. That's good. Yeah. But, like, that's kind of what I mean. So, like, Xxxtentacion, I would argue, is satanically charged because most of his music lies on the more depressive, angry end of things, right? And that's how a lot of music is today, right? For sure. But, so, XXX ties to occultism. It's everywhere, bro. So, he was pretty knowledgeable about the Kabbalah. He had a number of tattoos that referenced it, and a bunch of principles from it. Specifically, he talked about the idea of as above as it is below, and so he had the tree of life on his forehead. And he said, when asked about it, a leafless tree without restraint and no burden to attachment. And that's a reference to the Kabbalah. He talks about balance a considerable amount. X talked about the Kabbalah in his quote, "The whole point of the human race and the human mind in itself is evolution, whether it's evolution spiritually or physically." Right? And then X was also seen doing a bunch of rituals and stuff like that. When he was in jail, he called someone, I don't know, like some person, I'm not even sure, bro. Dude, I look so tired. He calls someone and pretty much has him write down this, like, prayer thing for him. It's on the phone calls. He references a god. What's her name? It's the god of crossroads. And he practiced things like astral projection, doing drugs to get into a trance-like state. He had alchemist and Masonic tattoos. And he was knowledgeable about how frequencies and symbols affect the mind, which is something Albert Pike writes about, very satanic things, Freemasonry. And then his friends were, like, doing crazy stuff too. There's a story about his friend doing a sacrifice with a girl, having sex over a pentagram. And X's music is kind of riddled with spiritual themes and symbols as well. It's kind of like everywhere. He has a big fixation on mortality in addition to this. So get this, guys. X's hit song, "I Spoke to the Devil in Miami," he wrote it in 2016. He told Ski Mask, so pretty much this is the story behind it, okay? He took a large amount of acid, and this was at a time in his life that he was taking acid, like, very frequently. And Ski Mask said that he didn't like him at this time because he would, like, go crazy. Like X told Ski Mask that demons would tell him what to do. And demons told him to jump into a lake one time, and he just did it, you know? That's, like, the type of stuff that he was on. So, like, Here's what happened. In Miami, X took a lot of acid and pretty much said that he spoke to a devil or Baphomet, he said. In the song, he says Baphomet. Let me pull up the lyrics. I'll put it up on here. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I spoke to the devil in Miami lyrics. Okay. So it starts with him reflecting on his life and talking about how it's been filled with negativity. Right? Hurt me now 'cause heart's been broke. Hate myself but I won't show. Constantly lose all my remorse. And then he says, 10 for the wolf and 3 for the shepherd, and it's 1 for the sheep who, led by your leopard, often gave his perception as a handle of weapon. And he says, took a bite of your apple, give me all you can offer. Now I'm trapped in a changing maze, set my soul ablaze, couldn't control the pace. Where is this going? Hey. Right, so this kind of gives the idea that, like, he's reflecting on early Christian symbolism, right, of indulging in satanic things. And now he's saying that he's in a maze, and he's like, well, I can't control this, right? It's out of his control at this point. And he said, spoke to a Baphomet. He said he would save me if I gave him one thing he needed. What is this thing? I pleaded. He said, boy, it's the key to even. But I think he meant Eden in that, right? And then it goes, as I spoke, my fangs were shown. Taken aback, he smiles and tells me, what you crave will soon be yours, but what I crave is already mine. And it says anima vestra, which anima vestra in Latin means your soul, right? So, this is the story about the time he was tripping in Miami, right? And he says that in a trance-like state, in a dream-like state, he had met a devil, Baphomet, which is like Baphomet. If you go back, let me pull up a picture just so you guys understand. It's the one with the boobs, but it's like a man. It's a very, very famous demon that has been known throughout history. It's actually a pagan god. It's this one. Yeah. But he said that he met with Baphomet, who was a pagan god, very famous. A lot of people know about this one. I don't know. You can research who Baphomet is more. But so now we have 2 different pagan gods, which, as you've heard my other videos, what is a pagan god to me? That's a demon, right? When you meet an entity off a psychedelic drug, I would argue that that's real. An atheist would say that you're just hallucinating. But like, there's a billion counts of people meeting the same entity. I heard I don't know what it's called, the YouTube channel that animates like short stories about people tripping on drugs. I used to watch those, and it's like talking about famous people's stories. And one of the guys, he's a comedian, he said, I used to trip all the time, and I had like this girlfriend entity, and then my friend tripped for the first time, and he said that he met the entity and it like told him about me, right? Like, these things can hold knowledge. That's the thing, guys. When people meet something and it changes their life, I don't think that's just like your brain. Like, I think you've seriously done something. There's also a stat, 2/3 of atheists who encountered a godlike entity while tripping denounced atheism after. They no longer were atheists. It introduced them to a spiritual world, life-changing shit, right? So it's like, this shit's pretty real, I would say, right? And if you've heard my last videos, I've talked about demon knowledge, people being granted information about things that they should know about. So X said that, well, okay, what is X's desire in this? He wants the material, right? That's like ultimately what it is. He wants to be rich and famous, right? So Baphomet's saying, I'm giving you this. And what happened after 2016? Bro, he took off. He blew up like crazy. Unbelievably. Get this. He also told, I think I already said this, that Ski Mask said that X told him that the demon told him when he was going to die. And 3 months before he was killed, he wrote out his will. Like, and the album that this song is supposed to come out on, which he didn't end up releasing it. It became 2 mixtapes, which one of them he dropped, 2 EPs. So it wasn't enough, and that's the one with Snow and this song. And then there was also I don't know what the other one was supposed to be. It was like Kids, I think. But it was going to be called, the album with both of these together, both the EPs, was supposed to be called It Will All Be Over Soon. Right? It's like, he wrote out his will. He titled the album where he met a demon that told him when he was going to die, it will all be over soon. Right? And X did various other rituals over the phone. Like I mentioned, I don't even know I couldn't really understand what was going on. It's like really bad quality. But he tries to channel something. There's a video of him and his ex where he exorcises her, where she's like demonized. Geneva is her name. And this is debated about a considerable amount if it's an exorcism. Her statement was, guys, I was just acting like I had demons in me so that they would leave me alone, but they didn't leave me alone. But that doesn't make sense at all, bro. That makes no sense, because if you start acting like that, bro, people are going to be like, what the fuck? A, and B, wouldn't that mean she would have stopped once they didn't leave her alone? Because it went on for like a few minutes. And you could pull up the footage, look up like Xxxtentacion, exorcism, whatever. And this girl also was chronically mentally ill, guys. This is his ex that he abused. It was verbal abuse, like, get real. And all the pictures of her, by the way, guys, where she has the 2 black eyes, she got jumped by some girls. Apparently, that's the official statement, which she and X and a bunch of people are saying. Everyone thought X like actually hit her, and she was never even pregnant, bro. Everyone said that she was pregnant. She got a pregnancy test, and it was false, or negative, whatever. Anyways, there's a video where she acts actually demonically possessed. Like I think I've seen people possessed like once or twice, and it's the exact same, bro. It was like to a T. Like, it was way too well done for that to be fake. And she was chronically mentally ill. So it's like, biblically speaking, what are demons? What are demons? Negative thought patterns, negative existences in your mind. What is mental illness? It's a demonic manifestation, biblically speaking. So it's like, is that far off? Is that far off? You know, and X hits so many biblical and Kabbalah and Freemasonic motifs throughout his music as well, and his just talking about stuff. For example, metaphysically, he hits the Kabbalah with the idea that the thought is the universe, in a sense, that your thoughts shape your reality. And I don't mean that like, I'm going to be happy today, and then you're happy that day. It's more like, I'm going to make money. It's more of a manifestation type thing. It's metaphysical. But there's all that. And then Train Food, his song, he talks about how he's going to get killed. It's like, I don't know. There's some crazy lyrics in Train Food as well that are a little bit crazy. I don't know. It's like, it all ties so well together. And it's like I say, guys, when you work with demons to get to the top, they're obsessed with taking over your body. They're going to win at some point. These are thousands of years old, like, fucking entities. Right? Like, you can't make it that far. Even Pike writes about that, right? Aleister Crowley, closer to the end of his life, signs his signature as Baphomet. Like, he literally goes to sign something and writes the name of this demon, very powerful demon. Yeah, guys. So, in conclusion, Xxxtentacion, bro, I loved X too. Like, I think he was my top artist last year. Pretty sure. No, he's up there for sure. He's like in my top 5 on Spotify. But this stuff's real, guys. Like, most of the rap game is into this, but especially when you're writing depressing rap songs, bro. Like, yeah, like, you're gonna be fucking satanically charged. If the guys that are writing the songs about I'm fucking bitches, I'm making money, if they're satanically charged, you think that the guy that's writing about self-harming and shit isn't gonna be, like, the guy that's writing about wanting to kill himself, you don't think he's gonna be satanically charged? Come on. Yeah, guys, you can only make it so far. He also did a blood pact ritual with his ex-girlfriend, which she referenced over the jail phone calls. I heard this quote, and it's like, gangsters will post up on a block and try their best to push and shit, but fucking smart gangsters are gonna get into black magic and fucking insure their shit. You know? It's crazy stuff, man. Like, so many of his tattoos are references to mysticism and shit. His lyrics are covered in it, you know? It's everywhere. But, yeah, that's it, guys. Shorter video today. Don't fall into it. It's a trap, bro. You fucking died. They all die. I mean, like, everyone dies, but, like, when you do this shit, even if you don't die physically, mentally, spiritually, you're fucking gone. That's it, guys. That's it. You can truly meet entities like that, though. Especially because X used astral projection, so I'm sure that in this trance-like state, he was kind of astrally projecting or something. And, you know, psychedelics limit the part of your consciousness that prevents expansion. Like, you're not made to be in that state, because you're open to fucking everything spiritual. And stuff like this can happen. That's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know any thoughts. You could find all the stuff I referenced. Just look it up.